Welcome to J is for Justice. I am Jay. I'm your host. If you're not a subscriber and you are new, please consider subscribing to my channel. You can do that by clicking the subscribe button and make sure that you hit the notification bell to get all the notifications if YouTube decides that they're going to send them out. Other than that, I have my Patreon. We have some new and really exciting, cool stuff going on in the Patreon. We have the What's Your Favorite Case, where I'm getting with different Patreons, and we're kind of switching roles. They're presenting me their case, and it's been a lot of fun. So we've got quite a few lined up now. So thank you for that. Thank you, Sleuths. Thank you, Gwen. And thank you to all the Patreons who have volunteered to do this. So, let's get to this news. It's not the greatest news in the world, honestly. This case, Jason, I agree. This case is just, they're very tight-lipped, right? So we're only getting bits and pieces. And you guys don't mind me. I'm trying to be brave and come on camera, even when I've just been laying around, because I had my eyes dilated today. I had an eye appointment. I've never had my eyes dilated. And they're still actually like kind of blurry. So, moving forward to bury Morphew. All right. So most of you, if not all of you, are probably here because you've heard of this case. However, let me just do a really, really, really brief synopsis for the new kids. So let me tell you, I'm getting my information here from the Daily Mail. Now, before you guys freak out and go, oh my gosh, the Daily Mail, it's tabloid, it's like the National Enquirer, like it's not true. I will tell you that I've had experience with the Daily Mail. And I was told by a reputable person who works for the Daily Mail, when they have someone that comes forward with information and they're claiming that they knew so-and-so. So, like, for example, let's say the girl from the Chris Watts case that knew him from Tinder, she said, and went back to her place. They did the nasties, whatever. Well, she went to the Daily Mail, and from what I was told, how the process is that they vet everyone. They have to prove, like, she had to actually show messages between her and this person that she thought was Chris Watts. So anyways, I was talking about my source. Oh, the Daily Mail. Okay. I don't remember what I say day to day because I'm just, I don't know, losing my mind over here. Okay. But if I didn't have all of you guys to remind me, hey, I would never remember. Hello, Elena and Courtney. Thank you so much. She watched the interview with the friend of Megan. Oh, the Heidi Broussard. Yes. If you guys are following Heidi Broussard as well, we have on 9/29, we have a hearing coming up. But back to the Daily Mail. This is where I am getting my information from. It has been reported all over the place now, but I do believe Radar Online was the first to release it. And the Daily Mail and the Radar Online are kind of owned by like the same umbrella. So, or they're under the same umbrella. So anyways, I'm going to recap just really, really, really quick. So Suzanne Morphew, who is 49 years old, was reported missing on Mother's Day of this year, May 10th, by her neighbor, Jean Ritter, after her two daughters, Mallory and Macy, were unable to reach her on the phone, her being Suzanne. Her bike was found the same day by a bridge close to her Salida, Colorado home, and she had not been heard from since May the 8th. So they were triggered on the 10th because they hadn't gotten a hold of her, but she hadn't been heard from on the 8th. Now, that's the first time I've actually heard those dates. I don't know about you guys. Well, before you question how reliable it is, let's walk through what's going on. Let's walk through the whole story. Thank you, Trace. Welcome. Thank you for being a sponsor. Welcome to Team Justice. Okay, so the last thing that I did talk about the other day, just to kind of recap over that, is that Barry, it's been reported that he, refused polygraphs and things like that. But also it was reported that his GPS did not match where he went that day, or where he told investigators he went. So I don't know if it's that day, but regardless, they said the GPS did not match up with his story. Whatever his story is, we don't know. They haven't said, oh, hey, Barry's been cleared. We know Barry was at such and such, right? But do you know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't been cleared. They would have come out and said he's not considered a person of interest or a suspect if he was cleared. There you go. Grilling peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm the one that told you about that, Cubby, remember? I love peanut butter and jelly grilled, like grilled cheese. But yeah, I mean, if this dude was clear, they would have said it. They're not going to like keep everyone in the dark about the suspicion on the husband. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Jay, did you hear Lauren from Fox 21 is supposed to have an update about Jeff and also recorded phone call with Barry? No, I did not. All right, so let's continue with the story. So the husband, which is Barry Morphew, was apparently 150 miles away in Broomfield, Colorado, just outside of Denver, and he was working on a landscaping job for transport company RTD Denver. Now, this is a lot of detail. We've not gotten details like this. We got all this stuff. Oh, he wasn't in Denver for work. I've heard all these different YouTubers, confirm. Oh, he wasn't there. That was a rumor. You don't know. You don't know. How do you know? But this is the most detailed information I've seen, other than a bunch of chatter on Facebook. So, it obviously came from somewhere, right? Keep listening. It gets better. The couple's home quickly became the focus of the police investigation, with CSI specialists seen carrying evidence bags into the property and photos taken by DailyMail.com 2 days after Suzanne vanished. So, again, Daily Mail's been covering this since the beginning. They got the pictures of the evidence being carried out in those paper bags. So, last week, Suzanne's 52-year-old husband claimed to have given 30 hours of interviews to police, and he accused them of botching the initial investigation. A day later, Suzanne's brother, Andy Mormon, he accused Barry of refusing to take a polygraph and said he doesn't feel Barry is fully cooperating with the investigation. Now, DailyMail.com can reveal that a co-worker of Barry's took over his Holiday Inn hotel room on May 10th and found it scattered with wet towels and stinking of chlorine. Now, the Daily Mail is a British publication, so I'm not sure when they say chlorine. I think they mean bleach, right? I think they mean bleach. Chlorine bleach. So, the coworker did not stay anonymous. The coworker gave his name. My team is in contact with the coworker. His name is Jeff Puckett. He is also out of Salida, Colorado. And he said he was ordered to Denver by Barry that morning, but didn't see him because he already left, quote unquote, due to a family emergency. Now, Jeff Puckett spoke exclusively to Daily Mail. So, speaking in an exclusive interview, Puckett told DailyMail.com, I got there Sunday night and the room smelled like chlorine real bad. It was his room, and he'd taken a shower. His towels were all over the floor. A manager at the $92 a night property confirmed to DailyMail.com that they do not use chlorine to clean guest rooms and have handed security footage from the weekend of May 9th over to police. So, what are you guys thinking so far? Well, like, I know bleach is chlorine, but like, I think of chlorine like for a pool. And then I think of bleach. And chlorine for a pool and bleach have two different smells. Well, I mean, how credible is Puckett? We don't know. I mean, we don't know him. But we do know that the police haven't come out and said that her husband is no longer a suspect. Okay, we do know that her brother is the one organizing a 1,000-person search for Suzanne in the mountains. Where's Barry? I mean, I'm not picking sides. I'm just asking. Her brother's out there trying to get 1,000 people together. Is Barry helping? Because I'm thinking Andy's saying that Barry's not helping. Why? Even if you were feuding with your in-laws, I mean, but your wife goes missing and is probably dead. You kind of get over that feud real quick. I don't know. Yeah, they have not found her. They haven't found her. Okay, so let's continue on. Let me show you the Holiday Inn where they stayed, where Puckett and Barry stayed. You know, kind of funny. If Puckett ends up that he's telling the truth, bad luck for Barry, huh? That his coworker happens to get the same exact room. I don't know if that was planned. You know, hey, you can take over my room type thing. But bad luck, Barry. Real bad luck. So here is the Holiday Inn Express and Suites where his coworker says the room smelled like chlorine after Barry was in it. The day that his wife was unable to be found. The day that her bike was found leaned up against a tree. Okay, so Puckett also did discover a pile of mail in the room, including a letter about property insurance. He did turn that over to the FBI. He said, I found some mail in the hotel room. His mail was in there, and I gave it to the FBI. I thought it was kind of odd to have it in there. Some of it was from an insurance company, like insuring your property, that type of thing. DailyMail.com can also reveal that Barry was granted guardianship of Suzanne in order to sell a property in their native Indiana on Tuesday after a 30-minute Zoom hearing. So he's selling property in Indiana. I don't know the ins and outs of that. Maybe some of you guys can look up those records. I'm not really sure if that would be available, but I mean, I know it wouldn't tell us why, but it might tell us what he's selling, unless some of you in here already know. Let me check chat. Thank you for becoming sponsors. I'm missing this because I'm reading, but thank you so much, you guys. But why would you even leave like junk mail in a hotel room with your name and address? I just don't think. I mean, yeah, maybe it was a P.O. box and then you wouldn't care, but if it had my address and my name, I would never leave any junk mail, especially insurance papers, even if it was some kind of a junk thing. You know, insurance companies have your social. It's Jason, I am Nancy Grace. I'm the new Nancy Grace, damn it. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it was. And I can imagine what her take on this is. Okay, so continuing forward. Despite being told the landscape work was urgent, Puckett told DailyMail.com He arrived to find no tools and was left to wait around the hotel for 2 days. He never even visited the job site. So Jeff Puckett's he ain't scared. You guys, he ain't scared. Look at this. He says, here I am. But he's straight up, like, look at this. This was in the paper. Like, Jeff, here I am. He's not scared. This makes me believe that this guy found something that he thinks is totally sinister, and he came forward with it. That's what I think. Thank you for becoming members. Maybe see who it is. Karen Wilson and Amy Musey. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Who did he tell at the time? Who did he tell what? What we say howdy here. Who did he tell? It looks like he went, well, I don't think he's talking now. Dude, he was in this hotel room back in freaking May. He found this shit May 10th. So he gave this to the FBI. He told the FBI. I don't think he's just now telling the FBI. He spent 9 years in jail. Okay. And does that mean, what does that make him? What do you mean? I don't think that makes or breaks whether he's making up this story or not. That doesn't mean anything to me. What was he in jail for? I don't know. When did he tell anyone about the whole situation with the hotel room, etc.? Well, I'm assuming, and I don't know, we say howdy, because it doesn't say. But he had the insurance papers. I mean, do you think he hung on to those from May until now? I mean, about the jail thing, like, people are not their past. So if he has a past, it doesn't mean that he's a liar. I mean, be fair. Be fair. Take into consideration the facts. The facts are Barry has pretty much been in hiding except for his little video he left out or put out. He isn't cooperating with her brother who wants a massive search to find his little sister. He supposedly won't take polygraphs, what we're hearing. He's what else? He hasn't been cleared by law enforcement. So I don't know. I mean, take it for what you will. But I really think that this guy was probably an alibi. And he's pissed. Barry called him up there. So now that I'm thinking about it, that hotel room, he knew that dude was coming into it. It was his room. So he was like, hey, I'll get this dude to stay in the room. 30 my time. Do you guys know what time? This guy lives in Salida, Colorado. The hotel room was in Puckett's name, not Barry. I mean, take it for what it's worth. But he hasn't been cleared. It's been almost 4 months, and this man hasn't been cleared. Why not? After 4 months? Okay, so it's at 11 my time. Oh, Brunch Mom, there's not really a lot to catch up on because we don't know a lot. So you might want to go back and listen. I recapped like really, really quick because we haven't been told a whole lot. So we're just still in the middle of the update. Watch Fox 21 at 9 Mountain. So 9 Mountain is 11 my time. Or 12 my time. I'm confused. Brooke says the hotel was checked in by Barry. That guy didn't get there until Sunday night. So who knows that the room was in Puckett's name? Because I didn't see that. 11 Eastern, so in a half an hour. Why don't I just stay on and we can watch it? It's only in a half an hour. Well, Barry's attacking Puckett's character. And he's attacking her brother's character. Anybody who's trying to freaking help. Thank you, Mike. Usually if they're innocent, they get cleared right away. I mean, yeah, 4 months? It's a long time to not clear a spouse. Debbie says, no, the guy was there Saturday. All right, let's continue, because if we can, I'll turn on her thing. Is it right on at 11 or at 9 or whatever? I really wish we could hear from the girls. Yeah, I know. Can't imagine what those girls are going through, though. His story was he was leaving work tools there for his employees. Oh, so that's why it's pertinent that Jeff said there was no tools. Well, we say howdy here. I guess we'll know when the FBI reviews the videos. I mean, the hotel said they handed over surveillance footage. So I think the daughters are distraught. I mean, their mom's been missing for 4 months. Their dad's under scrutiny. He probably can't go anywhere. They probably can't go anywhere. And they don't know where their mom is. I don't know where the girls are or anything, though. I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know. I take a lot of this with like a grain of salt. Lauren said there was no evidence that Barry had a hotel room in his name. The hotel room was in Puckett's name. Someone said the older daughter is back at college. How did BM stay at a hotel the night before if he kissed her goodbye when he left on Sunday morning? Whew. I don't know. I wish I knew all the answers. It's a very, very disturbing case, especially with all the time that has passed. I don't know. All right, so continuing forward, let's get up to speed here. So he sold some property in Indiana a couple days ago. And then we're talking about Jeff Puckett. So this grilling picture was taken on July 18th. Some sweet baby rays and some peanut butter. All right, so Jeff Puckett says, as a result, the experience left him suspicious. It's kind of weird, he told dailymail.com. My first thought was that this must be like an alibi. That's what it felt like. He added, I hope they find her alive, but it's been a long time. All of Puckett's information has been passed to police by dailymail.com. So Puckett talked to them first. Interesting. Okay, see? We walk through it, we talk through it, and we come to a conclusion. Everybody chill. All right, so the new revelations come a week after Barry gave his first interview in which he denied having anything to do with his wife's disappearance almost 4 months ago. So yeah, my question is, why did he wait? Okay, why did he wait so long? The 52-year-old who refused to be on camera recorded, which we're talking about Barry, he had several theories of what could have happened to her, including an animal attack or a stranger abduction. In addition to searching his home, investigators also spent several days combing through a job site 5 miles away where he had been working on landscaping. Although Barry said he continues to search for his wife, his claims sparked a family row which that's British term, a family riff with Suzanne's older brother, Andy, saying he has refused to take a polygraph and that there is no evidence of any kind of an animal attack. Andy said to Fox 29, she's the love of my life. I could never do this. The problem I have with this is I don't feel he's fully cooperating with investigators. He should have taken a lie detector and voice analysis. Anything else they ask him to do. And he's gone kind of quiet. So like I said, the last thing we heard from Barry was the video. Andy, an attorney based in Anderson, Indiana, said that he has not heard from either of his nieces since their mother vanished. The 58-year-old is now fundraising for a new search for Suzanne, due to take place at the end of September, and took part in a vigil for his sister Sunday night, during which he said he didn't expect to find her alive. The new round of fundraising comes on top of a GoFundMe set up by Barry and his nephew, Trevor Knoll, 36, of Evergreen, Colorado. It has raised almost $33,000 so far, with the funds due to be spent on searching for Suzanne, although DailyMail.com can reveal that no organized searches are currently taking place. Barry and other family members have also offered a $200,000 reward for information leading to Suzanne's safe return. Knoll declined to comment when approached for comment by DailyMail.com at his home. So that's the end. That's it. Another interesting thing, Barry and other family members have offered a $200,000 reward for information leading to Suzanne's safe return. So in other words, Barry and his family aren't going to cough up. They're not going to cough up any reward money if she's not found alive. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I didn't think her brother was an attorney. He owns a hot dog stand, but I don't know what his background is. Hello, Nancy from Puerto Rico. Oh, let's see. What does we say howdy? Does the Daily Mail pay tipsters? I don't know about that. Probably. I mean, I would imagine that they do. I don't know. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Let's see what Barry has to say. So tell me again. Yeah, and this Delphi thing is crazy too. I don't know about. I don't think he looks anything like that guy. Shell, you got no notification. See? Ruby Red Slippers. I've seen that name before. Hi, Australia. Hi, Trace. Barry agreed to be recorded by Lauren. Of course, he just had derogatory comments about Puckett and Andy Mormon. Did you see it? How do you know? Oh, Lulu says yes, they do. A lot of news sources do. Janice said, I read they did not identify the body found in Highland Ranch. I could be wrong. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much money they pay to make it worth making up a story about a woman who's missing and probably dead, and to be living in the same town. I don't know. Brunch Mom says, just an FYI, when YouTube doesn't update on your phone, you have to redo notifications. Oh. Okay, what is it? Fox? What? I'm sorry. I'm going to pull it up now, you guys, so that we're ready when it airs. Oh, he does kind of resemble Barry. He's just a little rough. But I mean, he's in construction clothes too. But yeah, I don't know if if he's an employee. Is he an employee of Barry's then? Weird how he never heard from him again. Hold on, I'm just getting this pulled up. Here we go. Here's Lauren's Twitter. Oh, she has the link to watch live too. Perfect. All right, here's the teaser. Here you guys go.
Tonight, only on Fox 21. It's been nearly 4 months since anyone has seen Chaffee County wife and mother Suzanne Morphew.
I will do whatever it takes to get you back.
Tonight, for the first time.
I want to do this on record. Tell me your side of the story, Barry.
Listen. Jeff Puckett was in prison for 9 years.
Suzanne's husband responds to explosive claims made against him in connection to his wife's disappearance.
I've heard the FBI lie, and I know they can legally do that.
Watch Fox 21 News at 9 tonight.
The Chaffee County Sheriff's Office has not named any suspects or persons of interest in the case. However, some of Suzanne's family members have told Fox 21 News that Barry Morphew, Suzanne's husband, has not cooperated in the investigation. For his part, Barry, in an exclusive interview with Fox 21 News, denied any suggestion he has not cooperated with law enforcement. Barry said he's searched many times for his missing wife, and as he promised their 2 daughters, he will continue to do so until she is found. In the meantime, and seemingly without input from Suzanne's immediate family, her older brother, Andrew Mormon, is coordinating what he calls a massive effort to find his sister. I can't live with myself if I don't try. His goal is to find his sister and bring her home for a proper burial. Both Barry Morphew and Mormon have pointed to what they have seen as errors on the part of law enforcement in the days and months following Suzanne's disappearance. My buddy was there, Barry told Fox 21 News, describing the discovery of his wife's bicycle. He said that they completely destroyed the evidence, and he tried to stop them, but they wouldn't listen to him and said, "This is not CSI." And here is the sheriff replying to Lauren, saying not one day has passed since Suzanne was reported missing, that our investigative team has not been focused on Suzanne Morphew. And also he said, our investigative team is committed to releasing information to the public only when it is in the best interest of Suzanne Morphew and this investigation. Yeah, he's saying they need to keep it under seal in order to solve this. This is a crazy case. All right, hold on a second, you guys. Let's see what's going on. She should be on here soon. What Puckett could be involved, but like, what would Puckett's motive be? Why would he want to kill Suzanne? Look, Barry's mistress is scared. She went and left comments on True Tube Crime page, calling him a dick, emailing him at 3 a.m. He shares it all on his page. She's a bit of work, and also BM seems to join. What? Andrea says, I don't believe the Puckett story. I'm admin in 2 Suzanne groups. Andrea P. Really, Barry probably used him in this thinking he could place blame. But then why would that guy need insurance letters? I mean, for real, there's no organized searches, though. Thank you, Shell. Thank you so much. But why? I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand why this guy would make this up. I mean, what, for a quick buck? But why is Barry doing, and his nephew doing, a GoFundMe for searching if there's no searching going on? I don't know if there's a mistress or not. I can't confirm or deny that. Morgan Gentile was at the hotel as well. How do you know this? Do you have a source? Exactly, Rosie. Oh my God, Rosie said, I've looked longer for my cat. For real. Our dogs go missing and we're out hanging, posters up. We're going around town. We're driving around. I mean, we're nonstop looking for our animals. Well, Tube Crime is here, right? Is this the worker Barry talked about earlier, the one he made the big mistake on the job? Don't know. I haven't seen anything that he's talked about. Chaffee County, Colorado. Nearly 4 months has passed since anyone has seen missing Chaffee County woman, 49-year-old Suzanne Morphew. In an update published Thursday, Sheriff John Speasy acknowledged nearly 2 months has passed since he had provided any information in the search for Morphew. But he said his investigative team has not lost its focus. The investigative team has conducted hundreds of interviews, both in Colorado and out of state, to develop leads and contact potential persons who may have information into the disappearance of Suzanne. He also wrote that his office, the CBI, FBI, and 11th Judicial District continue to devote our resources to this investigation. The sheriff's office has not named a suspect or person of interest, but this week, a contractor hired for work by Barry Morphew, Suzanne's husband, made some explosive claims about what happened during the weekend she disappeared. For the first time on record with Fox 21 News, Barry Morphew has agreed to share his side of the story. "Listen," Barry said during an Thursday morning phone call, "Jeff Puckett was in prison for 9 years. Still, Barry confirmed he had hired Puckett for a project in Broomfield on Mother's Day weekend this year. They needed to fix a wall," Puckett said. "I said, listen, I need to do this job. I will pay you good money to come and help me," Barry said of Puckett. "I gave him a job and an opportunity. It was not a last-minute project," Barry explained. "The job had been in the works for a month. This has nothing to do with Suzanne being missing." Puckett agreed to the work and traveled to Broomfield, where Barry had paid for a room. Puckett told Fox 21 he walked inside and was immediately struck by a strong smell of chlorine. "I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It did," he said. "I mean, it smelled real strong. I'm like, damn, that's just what I thought." Puckett also found signs that the room had been used in some capacity and reasoned Barry had been inside at some point. The bed hadn't been slept in or laid in or nothing. It was just kind of laid on or something, Puckett said. "Maybe he got in, took a shower, and then that was it, just washed up and left." Puckett said he was told Barry had to leave for a family emergency that night, May 10th. The next morning, Puckett said he made another discovery, a piece of mail addressed to Barry in the trash can inside the room. He said the letter involved property insurance. "When I found the mail the next morning, it just looked like an alibi. You know what I'm saying? Just the way things was," Puckett said. Barry said he left in a hurry when he learned his wife was missing. "I rushed home, left all my tools at the hotel, called my workers, and said, 'I have a family emergency. You're going to have to figure this out on your own.'" But Puckett said the crew couldn't finish their work. "We had nothing to work with," he said, and he described what would have been necessary in order to complete that particular job. "Once you build the wall up, you run a layer block, some dirt, get it inspected, then you keep continuing until the next level. And there was nothing like that to work with," Puckett said. "That kind of pissed me off, so I come on back." As far as the paperwork left in the room, Puckett said he turned it over to authorities. "I mean, it's either foul play or an alien has got her, and we know that aliens are far-fetched," he said. Barry confirmed to Fox 21 that he had been in that room, and he also noticed a strong smell. "I did not go to the pool, and I did not get chlorine. I'm sure that they washed the rooms with that for COVID. I don't know, but I smelled it too when I was in there." A hotel manager said the pool isn't even open due to coronavirus restrictions. That manager also said the hotel uses peroxide multi-purpose cleaner in its rooms. "I did nothing wrong in the hotel," Barry said. "There's cameras all over the hotel. I did nothing wrong. The hotel isn't the only location where the presence of a strong smell has been mentioned." Suzanne's older brother, Andy Mormon, brought up something he'd heard following a search of the family home. "From what I understood secondhand, there was an overwhelming smell of bleach in the home." That information had apparently been relayed to him by initial investigators. "I've heard the FBI lie, and I know that they can legally do that in their investigations," Barry said. "But it just pains me to know that they are doing this to me and my family." Mormon said CBI agents brought up other concerns as well. "They did ask us, why can't we find any coolers at the house?" And I said, "Well, I have no idea. I don't know how many they had to begin with," he said. "But I assume as a hunter and a guy that maybe camps, he would have a few, and they couldn't find a single one." The Morphew property has been searched multiple times with 2 separate sealed search warrants. "Put it on record right now. If people think that you did it, what would you tell them?" Fox 21's Lawrence Scharf asked Barry over the phone. "Absolutely not," he answered. "I love my wife. I would never hurt my wife. She is the light of my and my daughter's lives. This whole thing is killing us." Oh, it's starting. Shit. Okay, here we go. I'm on it. I'm on it.
It's been nearly 4
Enjoy.
months since anyone has seen missing Chaffee County mother Suzanne Morphew. Today, the sheriff's office releasing new information.
In a press release, the sheriff acknowledging 2 months have passed since his last update, but said his investigative team has not lost focus.
The sheriff says the team has conducted hundreds of interviews both in Colorado and out of state, and that their sole focus is either finding Suzanne or determining the circumstances behind her disappearance.
Fox 21's Lauren Sharp is live in the studio now. Lauren, these explosive headlines brought this case back on everyone's mind.
Daniela, face-to-face and on the phone, I spoke with Barry Morphew, giving me his side of the story on the record for the first time. This after a man he used for contract work spoke out about what he found in a hotel room Barry had used the weekend of Suzanne's disappearance. Tonight, exclusive interviews with both men. So I want to do this on record. Tell me your side of the story, Barry.
First, listen, Jeff Puckett was in prison for 9 years.
Still, Barry had hired Puckett for a project in Broomfield, fixing a wall on what turned out to be the weekend his wife, Suzanne, was reported missing.
So I said, listen, I need to do this job. I will pay you good money to come and help me. I gave him a job and an opportunity. They all jumped on it.
Barry said he'd been planning the project for a month.
That had nothing to do with Suzanne missing.
And Barry paid for Puckett's room, but didn't stay.
And that's why he had to leave for family emergency on Sunday night.
Puckett says he walked into the room set aside for him, and it looked like Barry had spent time inside at some point as well.
Like he wasn't there long, and so it was bought. The bed wasn't hardly slept in, but I wasn't laid in or nothing. It was just kind of like laid on or something maybe. Maybe got in there, took a shower, and that's it, washed up and left.
But he said something was off, a distinct smell. Describe what the room smelled like.
Chlorine. I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I mean, it smelled real strong, and I'm like, damn. That's just all I thought.
And the next morning, a discovery that just didn't sit right, a piece of mail in the trash inside the room addressed to Barry.
What I found in the mail the next morning, but it just kind of like, this was like an alibi, you know what I'm saying? Just the way the things was.
Fox 21 News is the only news outlet that's talked with Barry Morphew. He says when he got the news about Suzanne, he left in a hurry.
I rushed home, left all my tools at the hotel, called my workers, and said, I've got a family emergency. You're going to have to figure this out on your own.
But Puckett says
But nothing to work with.
the crew was left high and dry, and the wall couldn't be completed.
Went as far as the dirt to put down there, put it behind the wall. Once you build it up, you got to you run a layer block, do dirt, get inspected, and then continue on to the next layer. And then wasn't nothing like that to work with. And it kind of pissed me off, so I come on back.
Puckett says he turned what he found over to authorities.
I mean, it's either foul play or an alien got her. I mean, we know aliens, that's kind of far-fetched.
Barry told Fox 21 News he's not worried about anything left behind in that room.
I didn't do nothing wrong in the hotel. There's cameras all over that place. I did nothing wrong.
Noting even he had noticed the smell of chlorine but shrugged it off.
I did not go to the pool and I did not get chlorine. I'm sure that they washed their rooms with that for the COVID. I don't know. I smelled it too when I was in there.
The hotel says its pool isn't even open, an effect of ongoing coronavirus restrictions. The hotel also says it uses peroxide multi-purpose cleaner in its rooms. But another question involving odor, following a search of the Morphew family home.
From what I understood, secondhand, they said there was an overwhelming smell of bleach in the home.
That information apparently was relayed by initial investigators.
I've heard the FBI lie, and I know they can legally do that in their investigations, but it just pains me to know that they are doing this to me and my family.
They did ask us, why can't we find any coolers at that house? And I said, well, I have no idea. I wouldn't know how many they had to begin with, but I'd have to assume as a hunter and a guy that maybe camps, he would have a few, and they couldn't find a single one.
The Morphew property has been searched multiple times with 2 separate sealed search warrants, and no arrests or person of interest have been named. Put it on record, Barry, right now. If people think that you did it, what would you tell them?
Absolutely not. I love my wife. I would never hurt my wife. She is the light of my and my daughter's lives.
The Chaffee County Sheriff's Office is the lead agency on this case. I personally have made several attempts to open the lines of communication with Sheriff Speasy. He hasn't returned any of my calls. Next week on Fox 21 News, we'll tell you what's being called into question and why, guys.
All right, thank you, Lauren.
Wow. Explosive stuff. I'm loving the chatter in chat. Let me come back to you guys. Woohoo. I have a theory. Wow, wow, wow. After hearing Puckett, what a perfect scapegoat. What a perfect guy that it would be so easy to lose his credibility. But you know what? I think Barry didn't count on this guy paying that much attention. He thought this guy is a dumbass. He sounds like a deadhead druggie. That's so rude. Like, why would you say that? That guy clearly is not lying. This guy was the frickin' fall guy. And he knows it. But he never thought this guy would put two and two together and think shit. Well, guess what? That's what you get for judging, right? That's what you get for judging this guy. Right? So he's gonna sit on the phone with Lauren and say, Puckett was in jail for 9 years. And then in the next breath, he's hiring him to do a job. He's counting on this guy to complete a job for him, especially when he's got to leave for a family emergency. This is the guy he's leaving in charge. The guy that he just said, he did 9 years. Which is it? If you don't trust somebody because they've been in jail for 9 years, why in the hell would you hire them to do work for you? I don't know. I mean, watching that Puckett guy, I just don't think he's lying. This Puckett guy is kind of a redneck kind of guy. Who cares? Okay, hold on. What? He's using past tense. Do we need to replay it? Can we replay it? I don't know if we can. I don't think we can yet. But did he say? See, I have the article, but the video is not up yet. Dang it. But if the hotel uses peroxide, peroxide doesn't have a smell like bleach. Wait, I haven't seen this video. Hold on, you guys.
At Windigo Logistics, we have never closed or laid anyone off in 20 years of business. We are looking to hire now. Apply today and start work next week. We provide a stable work environment and great benefits. Plus, we are taking
A contractor who worked for the husband of missing Chaffee County woman Suzanne Morphew is talking to Fox 21.
The contractor tells us he stayed in a hotel that Barry Morphew purchased for him the weekend Suzanne went missing. Fox 21's Lauren Sharp tells us what he remembers about that Mother's Day weekend.
Contractor Jeffrey Puckett tells me that the hotel room reeked of chlorine, and he said he knew that Barry had used his room because he found a piece of mail that was addressed to Barry in the trash. Jeffrey Puckett also says he didn't know when Barry arrived at the hotel or when he left, but knew he had to leave for a family emergency. Puckett did tell me he saw Barry on Saturday afternoon in Salida. Puckett tells me Barry hired him to fix a wall in Broomfield, but didn't leave him the tools he needed to finish the job. He told me, quote, chlorine smell was pretty strong because I thought the pool might have been open, but it wasn't, end quote. Jeffrey Puckett also tells me his initial thoughts about the hotel room was that it was an alibi. I spent all day Wednesday searching for answers as to what happened to Suzanne Morphew. I also visited the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office to get an update from Sheriff John Speasy. He was not in, and I'm waiting to hear back from him. I'll have more of my interview with Jeffrey Puckett on Thursday on Fox 21 News at 9 o'clock. Reporting in Salida, Lauren Sharp for Fox 21 News.
Now, the hotel tells Fox 21 that they only clean with peroxide multi-surface cleaner, not with chlorine. The pool, by the way, was also closed due to COVID-19.
Okay. So that was just more about Puckett. But is the video, I want to rewatch it. You guys are all saying that he said he loved her. Loved. I didn't catch that. Nick, I agree. It's the middle of her. It seems to be that way, doesn't it? It's a little scary. I'm wondering about the wet towels. Jay, Saturday, he saw Barry. Barry claims he left Suzanne sleeping at 5 a.m. on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Becky Rogers. I'm so happy that you found us, too. Say hello to my new podcast co-host, Shane. Just kidding, Shane. I'm giving him anxiety. Yeah, Andy said that the initial investigators told him that the house smelled like bleach. Now we're hearing from the coworker that the hotel room smelled like chlorine. Okay, so Debbie says, so if Puckett saw him Saturday and had him take over the room, Andy said Suzanne went missing Saturday. See, we had heard that he was at a firefighter training course. We heard he was at some body contest. But, I think initially he was there for work. And they just had the work part wrong. Teresa, something is happening here close enough to possibly soon a body found. Yeah, he said I love. I don't think he said loved. But yeah, there was no coolers found in his house for a hunter, I guess, and a fisherman. That's an odd thing. So that's one thing that was mentioned as well. Janine, I'm not sure, but him and Barry have a GoFundMe up for search efforts. So, but her brother is saying, I'm doing, this big search or whatever. So now they're questioning Barry and his nephew. Why aren't you donating the $30,000 you raised in a GoFundMe for search efforts to Andy, who's organizing this big, humongous, massive search? Why aren't they working together? Why do you think Puckett is setting Barry up? Yeah, he sounds a little irate. I mean, he sounds a little irate. I don't know what I would do or say in his shoes, But he did sound a little irate, maybe frustrated. But I don't like that he's slamming everyone who has tried to help. That's not good. I don't think Puckett is setting Barry up. Rachel says, I don't either. Jay, look on Linkkind, the Sunset Farms. What do you mean? Is that how much the GoFundMe is? Vote November 3rd? 39,000 now? Jay, because Barry is going to say he needs to keep that money as a reward still. Well, they have the $200,000 reward, which I noticed is worded like this. For Suzanne's safe return. So in other words, if she's found deceased, no one's getting $100,000. Carol M. Oh my God, I thought your name said Carol M. Puckett, but you said Puckett. Puckett doesn't want to go back to jail or prison. He's had 9 years to get right. I agree. It's probably the last place he wants to go. L.E. is quiet as they let Barry play his innocent games, and I think L.E. is hoping Suzanne's body will be found. Best evidence. When you are organizing and taking money for a certain goal, you would think that they would have something in mind. Like, hey, we're planning on searching on da-da-da date. We need to collect funds. We've got, 3 weeks to do it. Starting now. Donate under Andy Mormon page, not the 39K one. So I'm assuming her brother Andy has one going on too. I don't have any of these links, you guys. I can't verify GoFundMe's. I don't even like really sharing them, to be honest. They're sketchy. Jay, oh yeah, I hate when rewards have strings. Like, you can collect only if there's a conviction. So I can't collect a reward because the prosecutor sucks at his job. I know, it's so true. It's like, yeah, I guess go F yourself, man. You gave us the info, but the prosecutor couldn't prove his case. So you're shit out of luck. But thanks for putting yourself out there. And now your name's in the news and your face, and you testified in court. Good luck to you. Irish Bohunk says, is anyone getting the feeling this wasn't a horrible situation where a man has violent outbursts, but instead was premeditated? Interesting question. I sure hope that they have all that GPS info. It could tell exactly where he was from the 8th to the 11th. They must have way more than they know. They absolutely do. Yeah, we're gonna not talk about that channel here. The money was raised to help find Suzanne. Trevor better release the funds. I think that all of the people who donated to Trevor's fund should bitch. You should go to GoFundMe and ask for a refund. Tell them you don't know where your money went. Your money didn't go to what you donated it to go to. Go report to GoFundMe if you're not happy. Because, if they're collecting money and you're not seeing what they're doing with it, and they're telling you they're doing something with it, report it. Ask for a refund. Thank you, Becky Rogers, for joining. It was nice to have you here, and I hope you come back soon. Jay, what GPS in Barry's truck? I don't know. I guess from what I heard, he had given an account of where he was that weekend, and then I guess his GPS, they said in his truck, but maybe it was on his phone. I'm not really sure. They're saying that his GPS, I thought I heard in his truck, did not match his account of things. It's Andrew Mormon, Moorman. Aw, thank you, Shane. Mwah. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I think we've talked about this long enough. Brooke says, Jay, so if this guy took over Barry's room when he left, they wouldn't have cleaned it for the smell like cleaner and left the mail in the trash can. It doesn't make sense. I think that's a very good point, Brooke. Thank you, Chrissy R. Love you, girl. Yeah, I don't really know either, Shane. Just that it was his truck GPS. I don't know if it, like his work trucks all had maybe GPSs in them. Not sure. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you to all the new subscribers that came in tonight. Thank you for allowing me to turn off my video because my eyes are dilated and blurry. And thank you for all of the subscriptions and the super chats. And if you guys want to join my Patreon, I am doing a lot of fun stuff. Bonus content, tons and tons of bonus content. It's only $1. And Mr. Shane is on the list to do a case with me. So I'm really super excited. You guys, we got a lot of cool things coming up. So make sure that you are on all of my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, YouTube. And I'll see you guys later. Have a great night.